Police officer at the border said to me, leave the keys with me of the car. And I said, no, I'm not leaving the keys with you. He's like, no, give me the keys. And I said, no, I'm not giving you the keys. Like, I'm locking my car with my belongings in it and I'm leaving. So there's a hitchhiker, so we're gonna go and give her a ride. Hi, where are you going?
Gambia.
How far is that?
It's not very far. Second checkpoint.
Are you a police officer? So this is what $70 gets you in Gambia. The people here are quite grateful to Donald Trump. Western ladies walking around with the local Gambian guys. Sex tourism is often viewed as like a thing that men go and do, right? Yeah. But in this case, it's a lot of women come here. And then he said 3 times that he likes my watch. He was basically asking for the watch. See this image that's on the screen right now? Senegalese government, I hope you take action against this guy, because what they do is they intimidate you, and if you don't hold strong, they will rinse you for everything you're worth. Good morning and welcome to Gambia. Today we're up early before sunrise. We are going to be driving. Well, we're going to be going to war essentially. We have to drive from here all the way back, all the way to Senegal. But last time we took the ferry and we had to pay like 100 bribes to cops. I'm exaggerating. We had to pay a handful of bribes to cops. At least we're asked by bribes from many cops. But we're not taking the ferry like we did last time. We're going to be driving along the Gambian River. And the Gambian River is a fascinating thing in itself. Let's jump in the car and try and get out of here. See how much we have to pay these cops. Money is called green tea here, so the police openly ask you for green tea. So let's see how much green tea we're left with at the end of the day. This is the car that I'm renting and they're going to be driving today. Driving in Gambia, it's a lot of fun. It's like a video game, you know? But instead of monsters, there's just corrupt police. On Google it says that it's going to take about 7 hours to drive back to Dakar, but last time it said 5 hours and it took us 17 to 18 hours. So as we drive, I'll show you some clips that I got whilst I was here in Gambia. We were just so exhausted from that 18-hour journey. We just took a couple days, just enjoyed like the best of Gambia basically. So here we are at the beach. It's absolutely beautiful. Really nice restaurants. You get like fresh seafood. Gambia is a great tourist destination. One of my favorite destinations in Africa in terms of like, you know, if you wanted to have a chill holiday or something like that. Something really interesting is that this is like a destination for British women, right? To come and get like African boyfriends and things like that. Yeah, so it's quite common, right?
Common, yes.
And the government doesn't like that, right?
Yeah, government doesn't like it.
And so it's quite interesting, like it's very common. You'll see Western ladies walking around with the local Gambian guys and just kind of a way of life here. It's interesting in that respect because sex tourism is often viewed as like a thing that men go and do, right? Yeah. But in this case, it's a lot of women come here, so it's an interesting change than what you normally see. You love it here, right?
Yeah, I love it. I love this. That's my favorite place in Gambia.
So yeah, if you want to come for like a holiday, I think it's worth it. If you're in this part of Africa and you wanted to take some days off and chill, then this would be a great place to do it. It has so much potential, you know? If they just sort out the police problem, it'd be great, right? What did you think about the cops?
The cops in Gambia?
Yeah, that like, hi. No, thank you.
They are very starving, you know, about money. They always trying to find a way to get money out of people.
So this is what $70 gets you in Gambia in this resort. I mean, for the price, it's pretty good. Right on the beach here, and you got this big pool. The rooms smell like black mold. Hot water doesn't always work, and there's no Wi-Fi in the room. I guess I'm not exactly selling it to you, but yeah, I mean, beautiful, you know. I think it once was something quite incredible. If you see around, like a lot of money has been invested into this. You've got these beautiful old trees here and everything. There are much nicer resorts here, obviously. This is not like a representation of all of them. There's really nice grand resorts and everything. You can pay like hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of euros, if not thousands every day. So there's a hitchhiker, so we're gonna go and give her a ride. Hello. Hey, going to the border straight?
Yeah, to Demban at the skill center.
Okay, jump in. How is life in Gambia? Do you like it?
Life in Gambia is going fine.
It's good?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It's a safe, happy country?
Yeah. It's a safe, happy country
That's-
because you go out anyhow and you come back.
Wow. And you're going to university now?
Yeah.
What are you studying?
I'm studying construction.
Construction?
Inside, yeah.
Oh, really? So what, like managing building sites or?
Yeah, on the building side, we are studying general.
Okay, nice. Is that a good career?
Yeah, it's a good career.
Nice.
If you study it hard and you know what is right.
You study hard?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, well.
You have your good certificate. It can take you to anywhere.
Oh, really? So you
Other jobs are here. I'm
Here?
studying here.
Okay.
just here?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, good luck.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you.
All the best.
Thank you.
Bye.
I wish you will save job.
Thank you. Nice to meet you.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye. Bye. Hi.
Yeah, salam
Salam alaikum.
Yeah.
Nakasuba si.
Hey, Santuba.
Where are you going?
Kampenda.
How far is that?
It's not very far. Second checkpoint.
Okay, cool. Are you a police officer?
I'm an immigration officer.
Immigration?
Yes, sir.
Okay. At the border or? How's Gambia? Is it a good life?
Alhamdulillah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
It's peaceful here?
Peaceful country.
Nice.
The smiling coast of Africa.
Say again?
Gambia is the smiling coast of Africa.
The smiling ghost of Africa.
Yeah.
I like that. What's your favorite part about living in Gambia?
Everywhere is a nice place.
Everywhere's a nice place.
Yes.
Is there anything that you don't like?
In the Gambia here.
Yeah, can you translate?
Yeah, it's Gambia. Lula fi neexul quoi.
No.
You don't-
Everything is fine.
Everything's great.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's fine.
Amazing. Love it. Look, vultures. Toilet stop. Oh, this one's clean. And a breakfast spot. So we've arrived in this town called Somman, near the River Gambia. The bridge is just over there that we hope to cross. And I must say, this is a completely different experience than if you saw the last video, which was an absolute nightmare travel day, like travel day out of hell. Bring us the cops, get it in.
We go. Let's go.
We go?
Yeah, let's go. Let's go.
Okay.
Just go. Do that. Let's go. Let's go.
Open the
Yeah,
door.
hurry up.
All the cops were trying to get money out of us, and that was on the other side of the river, still in Gambia. But after you cross the border from Senegal into Gambia, all the cops were like coming at us like locusts, trying to extract money from us, or green tea as they say. But on this side, they're so friendly. They want to chat, they want to know where you're from and stuff, and they're not trying to get anything out. At least that's how I felt. Touch wood, I mean, we've still got to go across the bridge and then get through a border. Lovely meeting that immigration worker there. I was asking her, you know, you could see she was stoked about Gambia, so happy, loving it. And then we went through these checkpoints with Senegalese military. And so I asked her a bit about that, and she said, oh, that's because of the dictator that had a stronghold on the country for a couple decades. He was ousted with help of the Western African forces. There's freedom of speech here now, whereas there didn't used to be before. People seem happy with the current state of the country, considering of where they came from a dictatorship. And she also went on, which I thought was quite interesting, to say that she's grateful to Donald Trump because he was one of the main reasons, according to this lady, why that dictator left, because lots of leaders were putting pressure on this guy, but apparently when Donald Trump came and started pushing back, and you know, the Trump administration at the time, not this current term, but his previous term, so the people here are quite grateful to Donald Trump for liberating their country, and I'm just simply relaying information here, so, you know, don't shoot the messenger. So you're getting a liver sandwich, Biggie?
Liver sandwich, yeah.
Can you ask this lady if is life good in Gambia?
He says life is hard here.
Hard.
Hard, yeah.
Okay.
They don't have money.
Is she happy with the government?
Yeah, she's very happy of the new president.
Here you go.
You want to?
We're gonna grab a cup of tea. Merci, madame.
Okay.
Tell her to give me 50. It's okay. It's okay. No. Keep it.
Huh?
It's alright. Keep it. It's okay.
Okay.
Thank you. Nice cup of tea in a random Gambian town with the local boys. Yeah, looks great. Yeah. And that costs 100. Good deal, eh?
Yeah, good deal, yeah.
So good. I was just talking about the police and how it's a completely different world here on this side of the river than the other side of the river. It's interesting, right?
Yeah, interesting because it's a different, it's a very different vibe, you know. Over there, policemen were more, you know, serious and not smiling, you know. But the other side, they were nice.
You could be in the same country but have a vastly different experience just from a river separating two bits of land. I mean, there's not that much land in Gambia. I mean, it's one of the smallest countries in Africa. To have that much of a paradox is absolutely fascinating. I live for this kind of stuff. How's the tea?
Nice.
Yeah. Cheers, dude. Nice to meet you. All right. Bye. Lovely lads. Oh, it's actually really good tea. It's delicious. Couldn't find any coffee this morning, but definitely got some tea. It's perfect. You know, I really think the government needs to crack down on that other side of the, you know, because they're just damaging the people's economy and everything, you know.
And the first impression is very important.
It's everything. Yeah. Merci, madame.
Okay.
Thank you. Bye. Just want to take a quick second and say thank you to the sponsor of this video, which is MyHeritage. I'm sure many of you are aware, but MyHeritage is a DNA testing service. I mean, I'm obviously your average white guy, right? But you never know what could be potentially mixed in there, and I always find it interesting, and I've wanted to do this actually for years. It all starts with a kit that you'll receive in the mail, and you do a simple swab test in your mouth, put it in a tiny test tube, send it away. The process was really easy. It only took a few minutes. After a few weeks, you'll get an email with your test results. One thing that I was a bit skeptical about this whole thing is obviously if you're sending your DNA away in a vial, it always brings in the question of privacy, right? MyHeritage has committed in its privacy policy to never sell or license any genetic data. Okay, let's do this. You DNA results. Ready to explore your ethnicity? Sure am. 38% English, makes sense. New Zealand was colonised by the English. 28.5% Irish, Scottish and Welsh. Yep, I'm very white so far. See what else we got. Oh, Scandinavian. Even more white. 21.4%. Oh, Iberian. Wow. So Scotland, Ireland, England, Wales, Sweden and Norway, Portugal and Spain. I was hoping maybe I'd have a little bit of Thai or something, but I guess I'm not that exciting. But still an absolutely fascinating experiment anyway. And then you can go into even more detail, the regions and things. You never know. I've seen some people that have a bit of like Amazonian tribe or something in them. Like it's really fascinating stuff, honestly. And then the other cool thing that you can do from here is you can find relatives. There was actually a lot of people that I hadn't heard of in the family and stuff, so that's always interesting. So it's found one close family member, 2 extended family, 13,855 distant relatives. I'm basically related to everybody then, aren't I? And this part is even more interesting. The more that you look through this, see where your DNA matches live. Top country is USA. I would never have guessed that. Then UK, Australia, Netherlands, Canada, New Zealand is down the list. United Arab Emirates. Oh, I got Thailand. I got some relatives in Thailand after all. Bosnia and Herzegovina. This is fascinating. I'm gonna read up on this. I highly recommend to try this out. It's actually been really interesting to me. Zambia. MyHeritage has a promotion right now. Click the link in the description, scan the QR code on the screen, or use my code INDIGO1 for free shipping. As an added bonus, you can add MyHeritage's best subscription service for family history research. A massive thank you to MyHeritage for sponsoring this video, and let's get back to it. So now we got to go and cross the border. Fingers crossed, touch wood. But we're going to be driving over the Gambia. Merci. Thank you. Bye-bye. And here's the bridge over the River Gambia, a river and a country. just crossed over into Senegal. The Gambian police, as soon as you cross over that river, something seems to change. A female police officer told me to pull aside and take my documents inside, so I pulled over. This was before the border in Gambia. I pulled over, parked the car, had my documents, and then was walking towards the building. She's like, you can go. So they're just exercising their power just for fun. Like, they're just wasting people's time just so they can feel the effects of power. Okay, so I was just driving along the road, came to an intersection. The Google Maps said go straight, cars were going straight, I followed them. Keep driving, a gendarmerie, a traffic police pulls up behind me, flashing his lights, comes up beside me, blocks me into this thing, jumps out, starts shouting. He said that I was blowing my whistle and you didn't stop. You should have stopped there, it's a no entry road, even though other cars were driving on it in front of me. And then he went on to say that that I'm purposely evading police, kind of words to this effect. And then he took my driver's license and he said, go back there. And he took my driver's license and just drove off really quickly. He didn't tell us what was happening, so I assumed that I should have just had to follow him. See, look, I'm paranoid. Senegalese government and Gambian government as well. If I'm a foreigner and I hear sirens and see police in your countries, you're failing the tourism sector, let alone failing the people of your country. He takes my license, basically steals my property and drives off and just expects me to know what's happening. And then he continues to berate us, shout at us, say that like we've made like massive mistakes and things. And then he points to this little sign on the side of the road in French that said, turn right here, no entry straight. But it's like this small on the side of the road, an old beaten up barrel, basically, like rusted old sign. And other people didn't see it and they didn't get pulled over. And he's like, I was blowing my whistle, you didn't hear, you saw me, and all this stuff. Long story short, the guy interrogates us and then he takes us over to his car. I filmed it, check this clip out. Then he starts asking me all these questions like, am I married? Do I have children? Like, it's absolutely unbelievable how what this cop, he's asking me if like, got my phone number and says, are you on WhatsApp? Like, very bizarre. And then he said 3 times that he likes my watch. Biggie says he was basically asking for the watch. See this image that's on the screen right now? Senegalese government, I hope you take action against this guy, because what they do is they intimidate you, and if you don't hold strong, they will rinse you for everything you're worth. At the end, he said, okay, what are we gonna do to make this all go away? Words to that effect. Straight up asked for a bribe. As we were there, the cops were just, people were coming and putting cash in this guy's hand. It's a full-blown bribe operation. I'm not gonna be the guy that comes to Africa and is surprised about bribes. Obviously, it's a big part of the police culture in Africa. I'm not the first person to break that news, but I am somebody who has a channel which a few people watch. So please share this video with the Senegalese government if you're a local Senegalese. Take some action on this guy and his friend. There were 2 partners working that day. He was also taking bribes. I didn't get him on camera, but he was even more aggressive actually. So, intimidating tourists when they're driving on the road and admit fault. I said, okay, obviously I've made a mistake. I didn't see the little sign there. I was following Google Maps and I was following the cars in front of me. I'd be happy if there's a traffic offense tied to that, so be it. I will pay the fine. But to treat people like that and to ask for their watch and then ask a bribe and then ask personal information if I have children and if I'm married and then get me on WhatsApp. And then he said, thank you, very politely at the end. So they purposely intimidate you and they see like how you respond. If you're really scared, you know, then they'll ask for more and more, and they'll like push you, and like they'll do anything to get the money out of you. It's a difficult one because you don't want to really annoy them, but you don't want to let them walk all over you. So that's like sometimes a hard thing to walk. I mean, the corruption is so bad. At this point, I forget stories because I don't have enough time to report on something that's happened before something else happened. This just happened to be a bigger event. But at the Gambian border, I parked the car at the border to go and do the customs papers for the car. And the Gambian police officer at the border, one of the main borders of the country, said to me, "Leave the keys with me of the car." And I said, "No, I'm not leaving the keys with you." He's like, "No, give me the keys." And I said, "No, I'm not giving you the keys. Like, I'm locking my car with my belongings in it and I'm leaving," basically. And then you just walk off and they don't do anything. So they're constantly testing what you're made of. It, like asking a tourist for their car keys with their belongings in it and saying it in a forceful way 3 times to test somebody. No words, right? At the end of the day, it's almost funny, but at the end of the day, it is something I will laugh about. I mean, we've already been joking about it, but this is obviously just, it's so sad that like these people act in this way, you know? So, you know, I know maybe they have hard lives and they don't get paid well, etc., so on and so forth, but this is no way to do it, to intimidate, threaten people.
They were just trying to make the situation like bad in order to get money from you. You see, like the first contact with them, they try to look serious, but at the end of the day, I think I know what they're looking for, you know. They are just interested in the money because they did not even check like the car. They didn't check properly the car.
Yeah.
They told me in the local language, you know, like it's a code, you know, between local people. They mean that how much can we give them so that they will let us go. You see, and I understood that language, you know.
And
yeah.
As a local Senegalese
Yeah.
guy, what's it like for you to see people being treated this way by the gendarmerie?
It's a big image for the country, because I know you are not the only one. They do that, you know. They do it to, but tourists are their targets. You see, if you're a tourist, maybe sometimes they let when you were coming, they let some locals go, but they saw that you were a tourist, and then they arrested you. You know,
there were multiple people who did the exact same thing and nothing happened to them, and they just pinpointed the white guy, right?
Yeah, that's it, because they think like they can get more money from you, and that's very unprofessional, you know, because they were supposed to check the car, you know, everything, but they did not do that. As long as they got the money, they let us go. You know?
Did you think it was funny when he was asking me if I was married with kids and if I was on WhatsApp? I thought he was going to ask me out on a date, to be honest.
Yeah, that's very funny, you know. He asked if you were married, if you have kids, and he finally asked for your WhatsApp number. You know?
And my watch.
And your watch, yeah, he liked your watch. Maybe he wanted you to give him the watch for presents, you know. Yeah, and he was insistent, like 3 times asking for your watch. You see, that's very cheap. Yeah.
So you're disappointed?
I'm very disappointed. Yeah, very disappointed. How a gendarmerie man with uniform, like begging for a watch. You see, that's very ridiculous. At the beginning, I thought he was joking, but he repeated like 3 times, and he was serious. He wanted you to give him the watch, you know. That's very bad.
Shigeli ba shashri kuri tugudai doba Shigeli ba shashri.
this is about where the trip drew to an end. Arrived back in Dakar, luckily no more incidents, apart from a few searches from some military of the entire vehicle, but that's nothing compared to what you've seen. I just want to leave this video by saying thank you to the local people in Senegal and Gambia for being a lot of fun, just charismatic, easygoing, friendly people. And obviously the police are not a representation of everybody in the country. I know that the locals have this exact same problem with the police. Obviously not as pronounced as a foreigner going through in a car, but you know, for the locals it's much harder to deal with this than me simply turning up and having to deal with it for a short time period. And a massive thank you to everybody who donated to Biggie's school project. We smashed the goal. And now some of the kids in Dakar, the capital city of Senegal, have a much more promising future ahead thanks to you guys. You always blow me away with your generosity and your kindness. Also, I'll leave a link to Biggie's YouTube channel and you can go check out some of his music videos. Show him some support and some love. He's an absolute legend. Thank you so much, Biggie, for being my right-hand man when we went to war. So a huge thank you to everybody for watching. Don't forget to check out my heritage. All the details are in the description. I'll see you in the next video. In case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.